Okay, so Square Enix just finished their conference for E3 2019. And what a conference. So far, this is probably the best showing of E3. Square came out and they're like, we're just going to show games. And they did that. And they actually had some good surprises this show. So I was very ecstatic. So kind of opening up with the big one, the big guns, they came out and showed a lot of footage of Final Fantasy VII, the remake. They talked a lot in depth of how the game's going to play, how it's different, what systems kind of carried over from the original. They finally showed Tifa. They showed a kind of more extended trailer. They gave details about how it's going to be a 2-disc game. And, I didn't need to see more. I was already sold like 3 years ago. So, yeah, March 3rd, March 20th, I believe is when it comes out. It's a reminder on my phone. It's going to remind me the day it comes out. So I am already there for this game. It looks great. Square seems to be doing a really good job in terms of just remaking this. And it seems to be in good hands. Then from there, they had director come out. They had Tetsuya Nomura and a rare E3 appearance come out as well and kind of delve more into the game. Just talking about it, saying, it's going to be good. I worked on it back then. And yeah, it still looks great. Now the next part, I was like, okay, Final Fantasy VII, that was great. And then Life is Strange 2. It's like, I'd be mad if I was the developers of Life is Strange. It's like, they put you right after Final Fantasy VII where no one cares now. It's like, Life is Strange. But show Final Fantasy VII. Do I really want to see this now? Despite how good this game might be, like, you kind of sabotaged your own showing because you had this really high level thing with Final Fantasy VII. You kind of go down with this. But yeah, they showed Life is Strange. Then they went into Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, the remaster that's coming out this year. And yet again, I said it last time, it's great that they remastered this game. It needed it. That people can finally play multiplayer in this thing easily without that S cable from the GameCube. Like, barely 2 days ago, I finally found another person who owned that cable. I've been searching for years, since 2003. Nobody owned that cable. It's good now. It's gone. I just need the game. So finally, I'll be able to play multiplayer. It's only taken me 16 years, but I can play multiplayer on Crystal Chronicles. They then delved right back into Octopath Traveler's coming to the PC. The game's still good. I still really recommend it. It's a good game. From there, they surprised another Last Remnant. The remaster Last Remnant is coming out tonight, so it's available right this second on the Switch. I've never played it. I need to, so that's good. They then moved right into my game, Dragon Quest Builders 2. Which I know a lot of people kind of dismiss Dragon Quest Builders, the original, as like, I know it's Minecraft, but it was so much more than that. And the second game looks a lot better. It's bigger and just vast. So I don't know. I'm very much looking forward to that one. It looks to be pretty good. They're adding a lot of just newer mechanics with it. You have like the multiplayer mechanic now, and kind of being able to build these new cities with your friends online. And just expanding upon like all the quests and just in terms of how the gameplay is going to be, I think it's got a lot more depth to it. So I'm all for it. I sunk a lot of hours into Dragon Quest Builders, so I feel that's going to happen as well with the sequel. So yeah, that one looks good. Then from there, they moved right into Dragon Quest XI, which is the Switch port, which is coming out, the special edition, which makes me feel like a fool that I bought the PS4 because this version has so much extra stuff to it that it's like, God, now I gotta play it again. Like, so, yeah, good game. I highly recommend it. It was good. If you want a game that you can sink at least 100 hours or more into, that's the game I'd recommend right there. So then from there, they kind of went into a little indie showcase, kind of showcasing some of the smaller games that Square Enix is publishing at the time. So this was kind of this little car racing game, which seems fine. They then also went into this Call of Duty type game, which looks stale. This is kind of like the weaker part. I really wasn't feeling this game, to be honest. Then from there, they had the cool announcement that, which was kind of already confirmed a while ago, but Final Fantasy music is available on all these streaming sites, so places like Apple Music and Spotify. So if you're in the car with me next time, you already know what I'm bumping. So it pretty good. Then they showed the Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know if it's Final Fantasy. But they showed the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC trailer. It's the same one from the other day. Like, nothing was different about it. So still no new details about it, but it's coming. So at least that can be said. Then they kind of delved pretty deep into Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers, which is the new expansion for 14. Like I said, I've never played 14. I've never really delved into that game, so I can't really speak on experience about it, but it seemed... I'm sure if you were a Final Fantasy 14 fan, there's something there at least for you. But for me, I was kind of dipping a little bit out of this segment, so I can't really say too much on it. But yeah, it was a lot of 14, and that expansion would be coming pretty soon in that. And Dying Light 2, which I always forget, Dying Light 2 is kind of part of a Square game, which is a little weird, but they showed that there. Then here they talked about some classic RPGs that are coming back. So we have Romancing Saga 3, and the other one I can't recall. I don't know, but there was 2 RPGs there, and then moved into the Final Fantasy mobile games, which I've never checked out. Those games are kind of little rip-offs. Well, I wouldn't say rip-offs, but nah, they're not for me. Then they went into this game from the developers of Gears of War Judgment and Bulletstorm, which is probably the worst sentence you could have said. Bulletstorm's not a bad game, but Gears of War Judgment? Like, that game was awful. And they're like, who's a fan of Bulletstorm? And like, nobody applauded. Like, no one cared. And I don't know, it's kind of the same thing. Like cinematic trailer, didn't really show gameplay, so it wasn't really that intriguing. The only thing that sucked is they went really in-depth on this game. They went a little too in-depth. It kind of brought the conference down. This was like the weakest part. Like, it's fine seeing these little deep dives into the development, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, to be honest. They then went into this other little small game that's coming out. Let me get the name of it. It seems fine. It seems like a little kind of top-down little action RPG. Like it's been talked about before. I think it was at a Nintendo Direct show. I think it was at the last one. But Oninaki, which is coming out this year for the Switch, which it seems fine. It's probably not something I'll get, but it's there. And then finally, the greatest announcement of the show, and is why I'm playing the soundtrack from this. Final Fantasy VIII, after years of me talking about this game and just arguing that Square hadn't released it at all on PS4 or Switch, and we were stuck with the awful PC port, it is finally here in Remastered. So we finally have HD, triple Triad. At this point, I was like, you know what? I don't care what else Square shows. This is already the best conference. You gave me Final Fantasy VIII on the go. So I was pretty content at this moment. I was very excited. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. I'm buying it, about 3 copies of it. Shit, I might buy 4 copies. I don't really care. I'm gonna get it again. It's a great game. And then they kind of came out. Then they came out here with the Marvel Avengers game that they've been kind of teasing throughout the past few weeks or so. The one made by Crystal Dynamics. We got kind of a little bit like a look at what the gameplay might be on it. It seems fine. I can't say too much. I'll have to see a little bit more, but it seems fine. I think really at this point, I was still so hyped about Final Fantasy VIII. I was like, I could kind of care a little less about Avengers. But the Avengers stuff seems fine. I find it funny because they talk about, okay, who's going to be playing the Avengers in this game? And it's like, of course, everyone you expect to be. Like, pretty much all the 5 actors who were in every video game. It's like the people you expect. You're not even surprised they're in this game. Like wow, Troy Baker's in a video game? I am shocked. So like they're in it. And they kind of just delve a little more into the game and just different things about it. And generally, that was the Square showing. Yeah, and it's coming out next year. But yeah, you know, overall, a really good showing from Square. They surprised me because last year their showing was a little weak. And when they did their showing back in 2015, you know, it had Kingdom Hearts 3's a trailer for that and a few other games, but it wasn't anything that could like write home about. This time I felt they did a really good showing, especially compared to Ubisoft. So, you know, Square surprised me. They came out and they actually had a good show. And so far, best showing of E3 so far. But we still got Nintendo, so we will see how that goes. So that's going to be it for this recap. Yeah, Final Fantasy VIII.